What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. I know I'm coming in late. I just did a live feed on my other YouTube channel, just coming in now. Discuss something in regards to, something the hell I'm going through, what a lot of other parents are going through right now with graduation, end of the year graduation upon us, and how you gonna pay for college. Want to have a quick discussion about you because your boy been ripping and run doing a couple things. And again, sorry for coming in so late, but I did want to have this discussion with you because I'm going to crash and probably give my day start a little later in the day tomorrow. So just want to go through this in regards to what a lot of parents experience right now because, it's super exciting for your kids to apply for colleges and go through that whole process of applying for colleges. Then you go to phase two. You see everybody posting that, hey, my baby got accepted to this school or that school. Thinking about this. I've seen some of the commitment ceremonies where the kids announce where they're going to school. Excuse me, but the big elephant in the room most of the time is how the hell we're going to pay for it. How in the hell are we going to pay for this college tuition? And quick answer is a lot of time people get loans because, unless you just, and the kid is really not going to follow on them, but, the parents are defaulted, then it might be an issue. But for the most part, because you have access to the loans, people just look at it, we'll just get a loan and we'll apply for it to get the tuition paid for now. But we know all the discussions that people are always saying, fast forward it, that, student loan debt, you can't find work, and now you're bogged down student loan debt. You can't buy a home, can't buy a car because all this money coming in because your cash flow is off. And what I want to have a quick discussion with you guys tonight in regards to how you're going to pay for college. How are you going to pay for college? One of the things that, again, as parents, we get so enamored in regards to raising our kids, make sure they have a bright childhood, great future, quote unquote. And that's one of the biggest things we do miss. And so I want to have that discussion with you guys. Again, I'm Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We're doing a live feed on Mr. Short Dollar. Also got everything attached to my other YouTube channel, Change Lives, because we do have some cross-reference information we'll be discussing now in regards to actually the college tuition. But Mr. Short Dollar, we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. We're right now streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. If you have any questions or comments in regards to the subject matter that we're discussing tonight, feel free to join in. And typically after we get through with the subject matter, if you want to discuss anything outside of what we're talking about, feel free to ask any question regards to that. I will open the floor up once we finish the discussion. If you guys got any questions in regards to business, entrepreneurship, grants, funding, or anything like that, I will answer your question. But again, right quick, what we're talking about is how you're going to pay for college. And I'm the father of four sons. I'm also divorced, but my two younger boys live with me. The two older boys are grown. And the first two boys, my oldest son had a football scholarship, graduated. My second son is a military scholarship. He's slated to graduate next spring. My third son is graduating high school next week, and he's starting college in the fall. Um, he's the one. I mean, he's acquired some scholarships, but not the full like the other two. I didn't pay. I've never paid for any kind of tuition costs with either one of my two older children. My third son is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a nominal cost that we got to pay, but even with that, still we're going to have to pay that. Um, I will say this: I've been pretty fortunate. Got some good kids, real smart fellas, and for the most part, they've done what I've asked them to do over the years. And I don't want to take away from any parent, but what I do want to do is just share my challenges and my experiences with going on this road to getting tuition paid. And if it can impact and help any parent, now in the future, I'd be happy with that. But with my story with doing it, this third one, I kind of knew that this kind of because um, he actually was a track athlete, decent, but not where I can say, hey, I was comfortable that I was going to be able to get any kind of scholarship dollar for that. He's also a high school wrestler, which is not a lot of money allocated in regards to actually wrestling in high school. So that was another thing I'm sitting there looking at, like, look, hell, ain't so much money is going to be available for him. And that's one of the biggest things I was always trying to have those conversations with my ex-wife. Fat over the past 2 or 3 years. There's a 2 year, I think 2.5, 2 or 3. I can't even remember between my second and third son. I can't remember. I think it's at least 2 years between those two. But it was a conversation I was having like, hey, it's gonna be a little different with him, but I don't think I'll be able to get everything covered. But this is where we are right now. And you start talking to different parents about different things in regards to, hey, where's your kid going? Where's your kid going? Because we've got all the euphoria from the past couple months in regards to what the kids saying, hey, I'm going to this school, I'm going to that school. Now, I think parents have started going to visit these schools and everything. Bill O'Reilly, how can I go to college for free? Just tune in, listen, and we'll discuss different different scenarios. Bill O'Reilly, you funny. We're doing that, but through my whole damn concentration off what I was thinking about. But just looking at where we're at now, near the end of the school year, probably, all around the country, parents that went on those trips to the schools to find out the different costs in regards to tuition, housing, room and board, meal plans, transportation fees, this and that. So now we got all these numbers laid out in front of us. Like, hey, man, I didn't think it was that much. Now everybody looking in the piggy bank, if you have college funds, scholarships, things like that, just trying to figure it out. And unfortunately, that's what happens far too often. As parents, we're so stuck into the now with our children, that being what they're doing in elementary, what they're doing in middle school, what they're doing in high school, that particular time, that we don't necessarily be forward thinking, try to just think, but hey, what are they going to do when all this stuff is over? What are they going to do? Are they going to go to college, go to the military, go to trade school, go to tech school, just jump out into the working world? It's like the elephant in the room, but nobody really wants to address it. And that's why I want to have that discussion with you guys tonight in regards to that particular subject matter, but how you're going to pay for college. And what I want to just advise all parents, now I'm just saying that it's too late if your kid is in 11th or 12th grade, hell, really in 10th grade, but I think you got to be realistic in regards to, you can Google tuition costs. You can even have, if your kid's just even a sophomore in high school, you can have a conversation with your kids. Hey, possibly what you think about going and everything like that. And another thing of it is just parents. We're going to keep it real. We know what we have in our house. We have, if you're going to have, a kid that's probably have the capacity to get, an Ivy League education. The decent average student, they still have the capacity to just go to college in general. If they have a forte, maybe want to go to tech school, trade school, whatever. you kind of got an idea from that, in regards to what you probably need to be looking from an aspiration or planning standpoint, what kind of school you want to go to. But you can Google search right now to see how much tuition cost is, and just kind of, just say, hey, listen, worst case scenario, let me, try to at least, be able to help with at least the first year of college, not necessarily the whole 4 or 5 year term or tenure that they may have. And you can just divide it up to see if you can stash that money to the side, or some money whatsoever. Unfortunately, a lot of times, you're not necessarily people are not necessarily financially in a position to actually try to be able to allocate tuition and things like that to the side. But that's why I want to have that conversation. Again, it's not to sit here and say what you can't do, but I understand different other funding options that you can have. With that said, um, I would always recommend, with all my children, I opened up a college fund. OG gave me some game when I was younger, and I listened to him. I opened up a college fund for all my children 1 week after they were born. 1 week after all of them born, I opened up a college fund, and I've religiously funded those accounts over the years. Fortunately for me, the two older boys, again, they got full scholarships. I hadn't paid for, like I said, my third one now got to start coming out of the bank for him. But I've had these conversations with other parents over the years. Hey, man, do this and do that. There are a lot of different funding options in regards to saving options rather. You got your basic 529 plans, different other scholarship. College saving plans that are out there. Guys, take advantage of it. The earlier, the better you can do that. And most of those plans have certain tax advantages, especially if you get a college plan for your particular state. You can get maybe get some kind of credit or income, get your income decreased in regards to the amount of money that you deposit in those particular accounts. So just looking to that. But the earlier the better. No, you don't know what kind of pathway your child is going to go down or anything like that. But it kind of behooves you, I would say, do that as opposed to trying to just scramble up and try to get money together, because it's already stressful enough that your baby finna leave you. You've raised them for birth and they're finna leave, and you're trying to figure out what be the best school and stuff like that. And add on top of how the hell you're gonna pay for it. Um, we start looking at all the information, all the stories that are going on right now with student loan debt, how it's killing people and crippling people and stuff like that. What you have is what you have, but if you can put things in place to help mitigate the impact that student loan debt may have on your child, I would just say look into doing that. So guys, again, start as early as possible. Look at the different products that are out there. There are tons of different saving products that are out there that you can take advantage of with that. I think one of the biggest myths that go along right now, that I hear so many people that say, "Hey, he's smart, so they'll be able to go somewhere. They'll be able to go to college or get free education because they have done well in school." And that happens, but it happens less than there are more kids out here with great grades, outstanding grades, that still going to have to get a tuition paid, not necessarily get scholarships to pay for school. You know, a lot of times, a lot of scholarships, kind of maybe allocated, maybe income based, gender based, race based, depending on how everything's set up, regional based. And so those things don't come into place in regards to different kind of funds that may get allocated. So just because your kid get good grades, most time that just really gives them a great opportunity to get accepted into the schools they apply to, but it still doesn't take away the actual need for the tuition to get paid. So that's something to keep in mind a lot, that just because they can get qualified, accepted, that doesn't mean they're going to get the tuition paid or anything like that. And I think a lot of parents kind of drop the ball with that. A lot of times I've had discussion with parents again, in regards to paying off tuition, because you see so many parents that are enamored with, I want to put my kid in certain schools, go to private schools, public schools sucks and things like that. And they spend so much of that money to pay for private schools, give them their education for a private school, and they end up going to the same college university that they would have went to if they'd have went to a public school, which makes no damn sense to me whatsoever. I never tell a parent what to do with their money. I never tell a parent what to do with their child. But if you have the money, if you have the money already there and it's not impacting you, but I would think it makes more sense, the money that you're paying for private school, be invested in that into a college fund, as opposed to put them in a private school and they go to the same state public university that majority of those kids are coming from a public school. Now, if we're going to Ivy League, we're going top tier universities, things like that, kind of justify, say, hey, listen, this is why we put our child in this particular private school. I get it. But again, if they're going to more than likely go to the same university where the bulk of those children came from those public schools that you didn't want to go to, it doesn't make any damn sense to me, especially if you know you're going to have any kind of financial challenges after high school in regards to helping them get um, 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 tuition paid for. So that's just something, kind of think for. You got to kind of, when we start saying sometimes the school system sucks and everything, I would never tell any parent to put their child in a compromising or a bad situation. But I will say sometimes, from the outside looking in, things may not necessarily be as bad as you think they are. Also, parental involvement has a huge impact in regards to what hey, how you doing, free spirit? But yeah, parental impact has a huge impact in regards to how your kids can turn out academically. Because sometimes people can just assume because their child is in this in this particular school, they're going to do well because that's the most people that have money or have means, they can put their kids in these particular schools. But again, the end game is the end game. Once they graduate, they're going to still go. Let's say I'm in here, I'm in Jonesboro, Georgia, in South Metro Atlanta. Say you look at the school, let's say Georgia Southern, West Georgia, even some of the HBCUs, Savannah State, Albany State, Fort Valley. If you've been to, going to a school, high end, private school, Georgia, Woodward Academy, there was at Prince Avenue Christian. You talking about some of those private schools were doing it. They're going to go to the same public schools that they could have went if they went to the same. If they're going to go to the same university that the kids from the public school are going to, you might want to rethink the process. And if you say, listen, it may be because of the small setting, the atmosphere. I get it. But when I'm just mostly looking from a mathematical standpoint, if you know that you may be financially challenged to pay for tuition and you're putting so much money on the front end in regards to the elementary or high school education, you may want to rethink that if we're going to still end up at the same destination. It's just my personal opinion. Also be aware of different other thinking outside the box. And people talk about a lot in regards to trades and tech schools, things like that. Those schools are there, but they still have to get paid for, just like everything else. Be very, very proactive, parents, in regards to just talking to your school counselors and finding out what opportunities are available for your kids through the school system and find out as early as possible. If you talk to your kids, guidance counselor and stuff, they're not giving you the information, they blowing you off and stuff like that, go to somebody else. Go to somebody else in the school. Sometimes people don't want to be bothered. They don't want to do their jobs. That has nothing to do with you because at the end of the day, your child is your child. You need to make sure you're putting the best effort forward where you're not putting anything that's going to be a burden on their head and definitely not on your head or your pocketbook either, okay? So just be mindful of that. Definitely look at different options from the local, state, local city, county, or state programs. There may be scholarships and programs allocated to children. Also, different other programs like my second son has a military scholarship. There are a lot of programs that may be from ROTC, might be from your local, state, National Guard, where kids can actually, just like civil service scholarships, they, get their tuition paid, and they're pretty much, so many years of being in the military, so many years of being an educator, so many years of working as any kind of public service job, they can get that student loan debt or that amount waived off after the completion of that term. These are different options out there. Um, and I don't think anything is wrong with reviewing some of these different options, mainly because if you have um, several things in front of you, you have options. If you don't have any damn thing, you just take what you have. But I mean, that's the reality of things. I think far too often, children are taught to state what they want, but what they want is not even an option. And that's where one of the probably can be one of the earliest experience or learning moments as an adult, that what you want and what's available are two different things. Because that's the main thing you find out when you first graduate from college. What you went to school for, what's out there, and what's available, two different things. And what's out there is the one that dictates everything. Okay? Far too often you see too many people stuck in that damn limbo. I went to school for this and this is what I want to do. And because you haven't looked abroad, what's available to you, locally, regionally, how many options are available with doing that. If a lot of times you haven't done your due diligence to find out in regards to what you're going to school for, what the opportunities are, you can get those funky spots because you got kids that graduate from college, come back home, and what they went to school for and what's at home are two different things, from an opportunity standpoint. So definitely, 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 um, think outside the box and look at it from a lot of other non-traditional options out there as far as getting tuition paid. Definitely, guys, want to make sure that you're very, very proactive with your children, um, in planning for what they're going to school for, and also just being very active during the process while they're at school, as far as applying for scholarships, networking, getting joining different organizations to help them out with life after college, life during and life after college, because you have a lot of opportunities to get different scholarship money while they're in school. Also, join the organizations upon graduation. Those organizations may help them pay for some of the debt they had, or also give them the opportunity to get future opportunities, i.e., employment, i.e., relationships after college. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind. Again, loans are there, and that's pretty much again that's the most easiest and accessible options. But if you can avoid it, great. If you can't, take advantage of it. Okay, but make sure again the math got to work. And what I always say about the math got to work. Be realistic about the school that your child is at and the cost of that tuition, and also just kind of forecasting the actual what the payments, because they got so many different options out there in regards to just student loan calculators, student loan repayment calculators, those kind of things. And you can be realistic with yourself in regards to the actual student loan debt that they could accrue, how much from 4 or 5 years after they receive their degree, how much money would they need to make where they can comfortably make those payments in addition to paying their car notes, paying their house note, putting groceries on, in the refrigerator and stuff like that. That can be a huge burden that a lot of time kids ain't able to recover from. So make sure parents, you can be as proactive as possible on the front end, to kind of help them make their decisions. Because a lot of times you're like, hey, they want to go to school to do this, they want to go to school to do that, but those kids have those actual uh, aspirations to do that. But as parents, we got to do some kind of due diligence and have that kind of conversation with you. Hey, listen, man, I know you want to work in marine biology and everything like that, but hey, listen, you need to be working on the coast. The opportunities are going to be on the coast or different other places. Like I go abroad to get those opportunities. And a lot of times, I can just speak for myself. I was the first generation college graduate. So I didn't have any OGs in regards to being able to say what I wanted to do, or what was a good option, what wasn't a good option, and everything. Free spirits are very helpful, important information to know. I appreciate that. Um, but I didn't have that. I didn't have somebody sit here and tell me, "Hey, go down this career path." To later. I mean, I've had some excellent mentors. Don't get me wrong. And I had got some great advice. And to my credit, I shut the hell up and listened when they was talking to me. But parents, we got to have those conversations with our children. Just be honest with them. Like, I know you want to go to school for this, but let's be kind of proactive to kind of see what are those opportunities looking like now. What are they looking like in the next 4 years? A lot of this kind of predicted information is public information. Also, to kind of look at regionally where a lot of those opportunities are. They may not be near you. They may not be near you. Okay. Also, where the college they going to, what are the different other organizations where they can network, mix and mingles, and talk to people with that. And I would say, parents, please, 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 as early as possible, especially during that damn senior year, you guys make some kind of informal plan on how your child's going to approach college with everything. Does that mean they're going to stick to the game plan and do everything that you suggested to them? Absolutely not. But I do think the more you can plan, the more you can definitely discuss and have conversations about, what they want to do in college, how it's going to be there, how it's going to be there. What if you take a class too, you don't like this particular subject? What could be like a plan B or plan C in regards to different other subjects and stuff like that? Because that happens all the time. You find a professor you like, they meet somebody else, they take a class, they in regards to their subject matter, and like, I really don't want to do this. It happens all the time with people changing. So having those, again, proactive conversation with your children to see how they feel about it. Again, if this degree doesn't work, I mean, this degree path doesn't work, you want to change to something else. Do you actually like this campus, or are you just only going there for this particular thing? So having those front end conversations, I think, will make a life a lot better. Guys, what we got right here, my brother Kali. How come parents aren't having realistic conversations about you can't go to college because your friends go there? That's a good one. That's a good one. I can just say this from personal experience. Right now, my third son, his childhood best friend, I have not known anything up until like probably the last month or so. I asked him, "Hey, where's your buddy going? Where's your buddy going?" They don't know. They don't know. And when we went to Chris's go to Clayton State, which is a small school in South Metro Atlanta, and I went to grad school at Clayton State, but it's a very good school, very small campus. Also, I think it'd be a good fit for him. But we seen his best friend there with his family, and he was telling me that. And I even seen the young man last night. He told me he's probably going to end up going to school there. Um, I'm not a big proponent of following friends and things like that because, again, just like following people's jobs and stuff. Once you get out there in the real world, what take them on one path can definitely take you on a whole nother path and everything. But I don't think enough conversations are made about that. I remember even going with each one of my sons, listening to other people about that's not a good place, that's not a good place. We're thinking about going there. I heard it's fun or whatever. I think that you have to keep, as a parent, keep reiterating, certain things of importance to your children because, again, damn was popular, your damn was fun or whatever like that. You're going to get educated, you're going to college and things like that. So we're not trying to go to the comments though. So you got to be very, very proactive and, not necessarily put so much confidence and trust into a 17 or 18-year-old that has showed you a lot of maturity to not put yourself in a situation where you overtrust them that they're going to stick to the game plan. You need to reiterate and revisit the damn game plan often because I rather hear daddy, we talked about it, daddy, we already talked about it, I got it, dad, oh, you tripping, dad, we already spoke on it. Then, hey, dad, I talked to such and such last night and we decided no, hell no. And that still can happen, but the more and more I think you guys discuss what you're going to school for, what where you're going and everything, have active conversations, you can probably get a better chance of your kids sticking to the blueprint. Don't guarantee it, but it's one of them things that can happen. Okay, just kind of keep that in mind with that. Okay, does anybody got any other questions? Appreciate that, Kali. Hope you're doing well, brother. Does anybody else got any questions or comments about anything what we're talking about in regards to how you can pay for college and everything? I mean, it was super time. My son graduation next week. I'm in actually a lucky spot because my second son is graduating on the same day from the academy, even though he finished there back in December, but they have their commencement ceremony this spring. So I actually got two sons graduating 1 hour apart, man. That's pretty cool. So super excited about that. But I definitely want to share my experience with everybody in regards to what we went through in regards to, as far as tuition getting paid. And, Mr. Short Dollar, we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing from personal finance. We know college education costs for children is a very, very, very big step. A lot of parents, they know what's going on, they know it's there and stuff, but just because you don't damn think about it, you don't want to move to it, that doesn't make it go away. Just like that little leak upon, on the faucet, the drip is going to get worse and worse and worse, and the longer you let it last and fester, the worse it's going to get. And unfortunately, the same thing, we start talking about tuition costs. Oh, I appreciate that, Free Spirit. Thanks, I appreciate it. But the longer you avoid it, getting to that little the point where your kid got to go to school, that actually gives you less time to plan and save money. So again, guys, you can just have. I would advise any parent to have several options in place. You're applying for scholarships. You're applying for different educational grants. You may make sure y'all saving money, doing certain other things and stuff. It's just you just. I don't necessarily know if it's wise to have one option available with anything. What you got here, Kali? When in college, when should a student start stashing money to prepare to pay back loans. Shit, day one. I don't see the thing of it is this the thing about it. Just say you stashing. The question is, when in college should a student start stashing money to pay back loans? The issue comes up with that is the actual loan is going to accrue. So just say you start, you can be allocating money to the side, just for quote unquote student loan debt, but at your freshman year, your student loan was 20,000. Your sophomore year, your two student loan was 40,000. Your junior year now 60, and then you're the senior year, total of $80,000. Now we know it's going to be a lot more than that, but again, I mean, you saving for the 80,000 as a freshman, that may be a little bit overwhelming from a cost perspective. But I think the earlier you can get started as possible, trying to allocate funds to a certain spot, I think it puts you in a better place. So it just, but again, those calculators are out there. How much to pay towards student loan debt, how to do this, that's out there, free information. And the only thing you gotta do is just take your time and do a Google search. So I will say that, but definitely as early as possible, in regards to that. But you just don't know because again, the debt is growing the longer you're in school. I mean, again, you got 20 first year, 40, 60, 80. It's not going to go away, so it's going to keep accruing with that. Okay, that's a good question, brother. Good question. Anybody else got any question or anything like that? Nobody. Nobody got any questions with it? Okay, that's pretty unique. Okay, cool. So here's the deal. Again, I will say homework, guys, if you have for your child or if you have a close family member, something like that, nearing college and everything, look up the local 529 plans that's in your state and see the benefits that are out there for people that actually put into a 529 plan for a different family member, or friend, or something like that. Um, and see how you can help benefit yourself or somebody you love or care about. Remember, the closer we get towards crunch time, the more flexibility that we lose in regards to be able to move and make certain decisions. And a lot of options disappear the longer we wait. So, again, the more proactive we can be as far as doing anything, the better. Okay, just keep that in mind. With that said, guys, is anybody on here got any questions that are business related, entrepreneur related, finance related, things like that, credit, grants, or anything like that? You got your boy on the line. Holler at me for free. We get offline, get to talking, got to cut them checks. Well, you got me free right now. So if you got any question from entrepreneur perspective, finance and grants or anything like that, you got me on the line now. So put your questions in the chat and I'll take care of you guys. Give you a couple minutes to do that. But again, feel free. Everything's wide open right now. Put in the chat if you have any questions that you want to ask that are business related or even something that just came back to your mind in regards to the subject matter that we're discussing right now. Okay. See. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing these windows. Anybody got any question or anything like that coming in? Okay, cool. Well, listen, again, I want to let everybody know, remember, I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself, on the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. We talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing, guys. We stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. If you're following us right now on TikTok, make sure you go to my bio on Mr. Short Dollar YouTube bio. Hit on the YouTube link, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, take advantage of all the great information that is on the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Thanks for everybody that's been tuning in on the different platforms and stuff. Hope the information was beneficial to you. If you came in late, definitely go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, and take advantage of all the video in its whole entirety. Free Spirit 5061 says, thank you for sharing your information. My pleasure. And I appreciate you tuning in as well. Guys, probably back on tomorrow, probably early in the day. Your boy been humping all day long, man. Had a lot of stuff going on. Pretty great days and everything. But just got a lot of stuff going on. But I definitely want to miss the opportunity, to talk to everybody with it in regards to the different subject matter we're talking about. Because again, I'm right at the same point, and this is kind of new to me. I am proud that I actually was proactive, and just to make sure, on my end, I got the tuition covered. But I know a lot of parents isn't. It's like I said, this is not a situation to poke or make fun, but it's a great opportunity for us to be sharing information with each other, help to help each other and help our children, as well. So listen, guys, I'm gonna get ready to crash. Been a blast and everything. Y'all be safe out there. Like I said, I'll be probably back in the fold tomorrow as well. But love you all. Be safe. Thanks for all the support. Remember, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Take care of yourself, and I will talk with you soon.